These trees are gorgeous. Fire red tree. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a treat for you today. You guys see me practice day in and day out on the Bass Pro Tour all the time, but today is going to be more of an in-depth look of sort of how I tackle a new body of water. So a lot of you guys don't have the opportunities to spend a lot of times on, you know, on a lot of these tournament lakes, and sometimes you only have one day to practice. So I want to show you a little bit of how I practice, how I go about it. Before we get out there, I want to start with the first and most important thing to start and help you look at a body of water. Computer, Google Earth is something that helps me just sort of see how the lake lays out. This particular body of water has a lot of big smallmouth in it, has a lot of big largemouth in it. You know, smallmouth predominantly are gonna win, so that's what I'm gonna have to target. You know, it's the fall of the year. So I wanna sort of go in and just sort of look at a few different things, try to sort of see whether it's flats, whether it's points. The water's real clear, so I can see a lot of stuff on Google Earth on these northern fisheries. So that's going to be super beneficial. And I'll just sort of look around, whether it's on my Navionics on my phone, say I want to check this area. It always helps. So I use a lot of the technology that I have. You know, Navionics is a real easy app, real quick. I just grab it and I'll go in there and I'll start to use that mirrored up with my Google Earth. You know, I can go in here and just sort of look and say, okay, if I want something, oh, that looks like a good looking bay, I'll mark that, bam, put the marker there, add it, and then it just sort of reminds me to check it. So that's sort of how I start this. Now, this normally happens before I get to the boat ramp. We are at the boat ramp, but without further ado, let's jump out there on the boat, and then I'll explain some of the things that I go through trying to find the winning fish. Get a couple rods out first. Yeah. Wind is absolutely howling, so it's one of those days that, you know, it's fall days, wind's blowing, water's really clear, and I got a box full of smallmouth little blades, smallmouth spinnerbaits, what I call them. And so I'll get in here. So the water's pretty clean. I don't think I'm gonna throw the pink one. I do throw a pink one every once in a while. But this one right here, this little accent, it's about 3/4 with small copper blades. I've just had a lot of luck all over the country for smallmouth on copper blades. I don't know why it is, but it's worked for me. And so that's one of my top few baits that I throw for smallmouth on that spinnerbait. So I'll probably throw a little Largo shad in the back of that and see if we can get after it. See if we can cover some water. Juicy, bada 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 bing, bada boom. Ah, man. So we're gonna start right here on this flat, and what I'm looking for is I'm trying to cover a lot of water. You know, smallmouth tend to slide up on top of stuff in the fall, and they feed up really heavily. So I'm trying to figure out what their main forage is. So probably up here eating, you know, some crawdads, eating little perch minnows. But the big thing is throwing something fast, especially when the wind's blowing. We're only in 2 or 3 foot of water, so I'm just trying to sort of get a couple bites, sort of get a clue on what's going on with something fast, because that way I can cover a lot of water, put the trolling motor on high, sort of get a clue pretty quick, or abandon this and go do something else. Got a big boulder right there. Fished this flat. I haven't had a bite, haven't had a follow. Scattered rock on this little sort of like a little rock. Little one. Not a big, but sucker wrecked it. Little guy, man, he wrecked it. There you go. First one of the day. Now, that is not the kind you want, but there's a bite. And you sort of see there's a little bit of a current break. Let me throw this guy back real quick. A little bit of a current break right here. Sort of see where that's flat water and then that current, the wind's blowing up on top of it. We need them a lot bigger than that though. But it is the first bite. Water's 57.5 degrees, so we'll see. A lot bigger than that. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Dude, there's like big old waves right here. That's all from current though. I mean, the wind's blowing. right through you. Isolated. All right, buddy. Come here. Come on. Put your head up here. There you go. That's the con you need right there. Well, that fish right there was like a you know, on this little rock point, real obvious little place. Switched up. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. It's like a, that's a heavy 4, maybe a 5. Heavy 4 for sure. That's the kind that it's gonna take to win. Now, the only thing is, you know, I'll make mention of this. This point right here has a lot going on, but you know, might be able to run a pattern. I don't think it's gonna be a good necessarily at one spot, but might be able to run this pattern. Let me weigh this sucker. 485. Okay, there you go. That's the kind you want. Whew, that's awesome. That's the kind of living here. So catch a few more like that. Take a couple pictures of them. Just let this fish go right now. Dang, just chunk. All right, so that fish came off this little current seam right here, and realistically, this is the thing. You can get hurt by getting married to like one spot. And what I mean by that is, this place right here doesn't look like there's a group of fish here. Let's make a couple more casts. There might be a group of fish somewhere close by, but I can't necessarily, you know, commit to a place like this. It's gonna be a rotation deal. It's gonna be, if I get on this pattern of all these little current seams, I'm gonna have to have multiple different places to run. So I'm gonna look around a little bit more, up down to this island a little bit to see if there's some more fish. But big key is here is knowing the potential of a place. And yeah, you might be able to catch another big one right here. It's a great place for one fish or two fish, but it's not going to be a place where I'm going to load the boat. All right, so we've basically been running around looking for other places that look a lot like with that last place. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of places where the current in the channel really butts up to the bank really well. There's a lot of grass right there, but this place looked like it might have had some potential. And you know, it's just been, this is sort of how it goes. You know, you guys see the end result a lot of times, but practice is never that easy. You're just trying to get a guess or get a little bit of a clue where you can go out there and fish off of the information that you gain through that practice period. So, or eliminate water, and you hear that a lot where guys are talking about, hey, I fished a lot of stuff and never caught them, but I did eliminate water, and it is a good time. Sometimes it does benefit you by, you know, hey, if you thought something was going to be the main deal, like this place right here has too much grass butting up next to it, so I'm already going to write this place off right here. Doesn't have a sharp edge, doesn't have a whole bunch of rock, does not look like exactly like what I was looking for the last deal. So today we're going to be fishing, you know, we have 1 day of practice, and you got to fish a tournament, because so many of you know, don't get a day of practice or only get 1 day. You know, if I was fishing a multiple day tournament, I'm going to go and run around a lot today. And what I mean by that is, you know, I'm going to go look at this lake, go look at a lot of these little stretches and sort of see, you know, see what this place looks like. But when I only have 1 day to practice, I'm going to try to really pick an area on the lake or the river that I'm fishing, and I'm going to really try to learn that little zone. So right now, you know, we're having a tough start to practice, but doesn't mean we're not going to find it. Yeah. I got a little sucker. Literally, I got a little sucker. Oh, oh. That's what it was. It was one of them things like, that's like a creek chub. Look at that son of a gun. I got a bite and I said, dang, I got a bite. Well, all right, we caught a couple shallow fish, but they were the wrong species. Suckers. Literally, that's what I feel like right now, a sucker. Hey, it happens. You're not always gonna find them right off the giddy. But I have ran a couple more places that looked real similar to the place where I caught that big one at. I found one school of fish on a flat, but did not get them to bite. I could literally see them. So that's a place I'm gonna mark and go back to. I'm back up on some of these flats right now, but not sure exactly how much longer I'm gonna do this. At a certain point in time, you gotta put yourself in a good position where you can at least have a decent event. What I mean by that is probably here real soon. You know, I'm still trying to do this flat thing for a little bit, maybe fish deep a little bit more, but at some point in time today, I'm gonna start looking for largemouth as a backup. Even if that wind blows, or you know, even if I found a big concentration of smallmouth, I'd still probably spend a little bit of time just looking at some largemouth areas as backup. That way you would have a solid event regardless. You gotta sort of have a safety. There you go. Pretty good one. I love the smallmouth. They're hard to catch though, man. Them suckers in that current, they're hard. Alright, come on here. Oh, there you go. I try not to get fall out of the boat. Gosh, dang, that's a pretty good one right there. Man, good fish. I didn't even feel that fish bite. Got people calling me. I didn't even feel that fish bite. It's probably a four plus pounder. Few bites, found a few wolf packs up shallow, but have not found the quality that I'm looking for. And this fish right here, you know, if the tournament was tomorrow, I probably would run a lot of these places like I caught this fish right here, and the one that was almost 5. So I'm gonna weigh this fish real quick just to see. 4 pounder. 4 pounder. Wow. All right, we're gonna let this guy go real quick here. See you later, buddy. Well, got a few more hours of daylight. Got to figure it out. But if the tournament was tomorrow, I would definitely have to hit these high percentage places. I've eliminated a lot of shallow water. I'm not saying the shallow water deal is not the deal. I found like 1 or 2 wolf packs that have been really hard to get to bite. You know, I got a couple of these little points like this one right here that I feel like I can get a bite on. So see if we can get another bite though here and see if there's actually a group of fish here. But that fish I didn't even feel him bite. All right, guys and girls, that's it. Practices aren't always the easiest thing. Trust me, I have just as many bad ones as you probably do. But the thing is about really eliminating the bad water and then just sort of trying to get a little bit of a game plan. Today, you know, we had probably about 10 hours or so on this body of water. And, you know, tomorrow, if I had a tournament here, I would probably spend a lot of my time on those little current seams and current breaks. You know, I have a couple little places like that. You know, I marked a couple places that I thought looked really good, that potentially could be good. Really, at the end of the day, rotate on some of that stuff and then also some shallow stuff. You know, I found some fish that were up there, wolf packed up. Did not get those fish to bite, but I would go back throughout the day. You know, normally largemouth up north are always a good backup plan depending on the lake you're on. But never found one today. It's just how it is, you know. And so I would have to commit to the smallmouth, and I would run up here and try my hardest. That's all you got to do. I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a real look at what I do, what I sort of try to go about. Now every lake is completely different. Every river is completely different. You know, you try to do that research. It all starts at home. It starts on Google Earth, starts on your mapping, and spending that time and then utilizing all that to ultimately get out here and give you the best chance at the practice time that you have. So hope you guys learned a few things, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.